お前はどこまで見えている。俺、死に様か。
Why does he keep clinging to me all the time? What did I do to him? Damn, here's the topic. A short, blue-eyed blonde man with soft, rounded features that made him look like a girl walked through the empty back streets of the city on a dark night. Ask what a young man, a 16-year-old high school student, is doing outside so late? The answer is simple. Of course, he ran away from home. And all because of his brother Sasuke, a handsome dark-eyed brunette with classic, purely Japanese features and pale skin, who constantly mocked him, while the blonde wanted to become his good friend and brother. And why is it so difficult to reach his heart? Damn, how did he get me? I'll go to Tokyo, start working, rent an apartment, and at the same time I won't disturb my parents. They are still so young, they want to be alone longer, and I'm just a hindrance. Yes, everyone will only be better off for my departure. And although Naruto tried to convince himself of this, the cat scratched at his soul, because he understood that with his escape he would cause trouble and upset many, but he did not want to return home, where Sasuke was sleeping in the next room. The young man was walking along the alley and could already see the light of the metro station ahead when he was suddenly hit on the head. 3 years ago. Son, I will marry this sweet woman, her name is Mikoto-san. Now we will all be family. And this is your brother Sasuke, he is a couple of months older than you, so you will study in the same class. Naruto's mother, Kushina Uzumaki, died in childbirth, but insisted that her only child bear her last name. After that, Minato took care of his son alone for 13 years, but the aunties in the neighborhood constantly reminded him that the child needed a mother. Sasuke's father, Fugaku Uchiha, was a police officer and the partner of Minato Namikaze. A year ago, he died during a raid on terrorists. After this, Minato met his wife and children, and Mikoto left a mark on his heart. At first, he simply helped her with everything he could, but then they admitted that they loved each other and decided to get married. Seeing a guy with cold eyes standing next to a still young woman and distantly watching what was happening, Naruto could not resist smiling at him with his most sincere and kind smile. Then he extended his hand and said, I am Uzumaki Naruto. Nice to meet you, Sasuke. Let's be good brothers and take care of each other. The guy's face took on an expression of admiration and surprise for a second, but then became the same again, so the blonde decided that it was his imagination. Dobe, I don't have to become your friend if our parents got married, the brunette answered without shaking his hand. Team, the blue-eyed young man pouted, but still decided not to give up and win the favor of this cold thorn, no matter the cost. Over the past 3 years, the guy always tried to become a friend, but the brunette was always skeptical of everyone, and openly mocked Naruto, calling him an idiot in front of the whole class and saying that no girl would date an idiot like him. For some reason, the girls always looked askance at him because of the Uchiha. Moreover, at home the brunette also constantly insulted him, but the blonde's patience was limitless, and he did not give up. But what happened that day was the last straw. Naruto had long liked his classmate, Sakura Haruno, but he always knew that she was in love with Sasuke, like all the girls at their school. And so, she approached the blonde and asked him to meet after class. Of course, the guy decided that she wanted to confess to him, but the Uchiha mocked him, saying that he was a dobe and the girl just wanted to make fun of him. To this, Uzumaki answered him that today he would have a girlfriend. Naruto couldn't wait for class to end and finally meet Sakura. Only the girl didn't confess to him, but only wanted to ask him to give her love letter to his stepbrother. The blonde, naturally, refused, admitting that he liked her. The pink-haired fury yelled at him, saying, Who needs you, idiot? You can never compare with Sasuke-kun. He is so handsome, smart and mysterious. And you are just a klutz who can only be laughed at. Returning home upset, Uzumaki spent the rest of the day lying on his bed, and in the evening Sasuke came into his room and asked with malice in his voice. Well, did Sakura confess to you? Fuck off, team, the blonde answered sadly. He didn't even have the strength to snap back normally right now, but he still threw a pillow at the brunette. He answered something like "I told you so" and left. And Naruto at that moment realized that everyone would always compare him to the Uchiha, and because of this pressure, Naruto himself could not move forward normally in life. But he will definitely surpass him in everything if he goes to the city and becomes independent. That's how the guy ended up on the street at night. So he got hit on the head. Only the guy turned out to be a tough nut to crack, having already been in many fights due to the envy of many guys towards the Uchiha, who tried to sort things out with him using their fists. Well, the blue-eyed one always went with his brother, so he also regularly took part in the fun. Moreover, because of his pretty face, many guys mistook him for a girl he had to fight back. But some acquaintances did not like his blonde hair, inherited from his father, whose mother was English. In general, the appearance of these two haunted many. And when he felt an unusual movement on the left, he blocked the blow with his hand, which had been hit with a baseball bat. "But this hurts, bastard," hissing in pain, jumping to the side and looking at the guy who attacked in such a dishonest way. Moreover, he was not alone, but brought accomplices with him. "I'll have to fight back, although they are all with bats and sticks. Besides, my hand was wounded. I hope there is no fracture," thought the blonde. Uzumaki, the leader of these scumbags, began, slowly drawing out the syllables, as if showing off in front of the enemy. "Where is your friend?" "Huh. My friend is always with me, but you don't even have balls, since you decided to attack from the gateway. But it would be stupid to miss such a chance when you are alone. Now the Uchiha will no longer show off. We will spoil your pretty little face so much that your own mother won't recognize it. Heh. I'm not going to see my mom yet. But you will be missing school for a long time." "Why?" The guys tensed. "So what if you end up in the hospital for pulling such a dirty trick on me? Arrogant little bastard." "Well, hold on." And all 5 of them began to attack, but they were so angry that they didn't even think about unity, and our blonde guy was no stranger, so he was able to fight them off, although he was pretty beaten up. "We'll get you yet, Uzumaki." "Yeah, see you in the next life, idiots," Naruto replied as he left and continued on his way. When he reached the station, he sighed and turned around to look at the city one last time. "I hope they'll let me on the train like this, otherwise all my clothes are dirty and bloody." "Why so long? Can't you even really escape?" Naruto would recognize this indifferent voice among thousands. And it was this person that he wanted to see least of all right now. "How is it?" Turning to the brunette, the blonde began to ask, but faltered because his lip hurt. "Still, he hit me pretty well," he paid tribute to the leader of the Uzumaki gang. "How did I know that you would be here?" "It's simple, Dobe. I'm already used to you making stupid conclusions and acting idiotically, so I decided to check if you had done anything, but you weren't in the room, only a note in which you were talking all sorts of nonsense. Team, this is no Anehi, Ahini. In general, you understand. And why did you decide to run away? It doesn't concern you. You don't want to be my brother or friend. And in general, you seem to hate it. You keep clinging and calling me names all the time. It will be more convenient for you when I leave. Why are you after me?" "Okay," the brunette avoided answering as he approached Uzumaki. "It's time for us to go home before our parents notice and start to worry." And then he noticed the blonde's wounds. "Where?" The guy tried to look calm. But Naruto had known him too long not to notice that he was worried and angry. "What do you care?" Sasuke did not take his gaze off the blue-eyed gaze, which made him feel uneasy, and he could not help but respond. "Guys from a boys' school attacked recently." "That's right, scratches." "I see what scratches these are." The Uchiha unexpectedly hugged the blonde tightly. "Sasuke? Never do that again." "How?" "Don't run away from me. I can't do it without you." "What? What? This is..." "Ha ha ha." Good joke, right? Naruto laughed, hitting the guy on the back with his good hand. He pulled away and looked carefully into the blonde's eyes. Damn, I completely forgot that he's not the kind of person who would joke. A thought flashed through Uzumaki's head, and the Uchiha grabbed him by the hand, dragged him towards the house and didn't let go the whole way. And the blonde trailed behind him, head down and thinking that, it seemed, in 3 years he had not begun to understand his half-brother any better. Returning home, Sasuke treated Naruto's wounds, luckily they weren't serious, and put him to bed. Tomorrow, don't stick your head out of the room, otherwise your parents will worry, especially if they find out that you were hanging around on the street at night. Okay, the blonde muttered, already falling asleep. Waking up in the morning, Naruto found that on the nightstand next to his bed were onigiri, wrapped in cellophane, and a note in which the Uchiha talked about how he convinced Minato and Mikoto that the blonde simply had a cold and that he should not go to school. After eating, the guy got bored and, getting dressed and sneaking outside through the window, went to school to meet his friends. Great, guys. Oh, Naruto. And we thought that you wouldn't come. There was a big break, and everyone was sitting in a clearing near the school and having lunch. What about the face? Kiba was worried. Hee, that's how unpredictable I am. Did the Uchiha tell you that I won't come, or what? Stealing a sausage from Shikamaru, who will not arise because of this, because it is problematic. We found someone to listen to, he hates me. And why is he such a bitch? You're wrong, Naruto, Shika objected. What is this? Didn't you notice? Although he speaks harshly, he doesn't really talk to anyone else except you. No one heard more than one sentence in a row from him except you. But really, he doesn't communicate with anyone but me. So, he still treats me in a special way. And also what happened yesterday. Still, I don't understand him at all. Okay, guys, I still have something to do here, so Pokadova, we'll meet in class tomorrow. Yeah, come on. In fact, the guy didn't have anything to do, he just wanted to think about the Uchiha's behavior alone. And he decided to sit alone under an old oak tree in the backyard of the school. But, since the blonde couldn't think for a long time, he fell asleep there. The young man woke up from the sound of footsteps and voices. Sasuke, I wanted to tell you that I've liked you for a very long time. Let's meet, Sakura even shouted out the last words out of embarrassment. No, the brunette answered categorically and, as always, indifferently. How can he blow off Sakura herself? Do you already have a loved one? Yes. So those rumors are true? And this is already interesting. What are these rumors? The blonde began to be consumed by curiosity. Yes, I love Uzumaki. It just doesn't concern you. Did you say everything you wanted? I will never give up. There's no way I'm losing to this idiot. You'll never compare to Naru, so don't even try. For the first time, the blonde heard the Uchiha call his name so affectionately, and besides, he said it in such a tone that it gave me goosebumps. The brunette left, and Sakura followed him, trying to prove something to him. Yes, now Uzumaki really had something to think about. For about a week, Naruto did not speak to the Uchiha and avoided him, and when he met his gaze, he blushed and turned away. How could this happen? When did Sasuke become gay? And most importantly, when did he fall in love with Naruto? No, most likely he's just getting rid of girls like that. But he never just says anything, much less lies about something like this, and what a misfortune. During the week that Uzumaki avoided the Uchiha, the girls began to stick to him even more, literally not giving him a pass, because now there was no blonde next to him who was annoying them, who was also the only person dear to the Uchiha. And the blonde was showered with obscene proposals from boys from the boys' school, because the Uchiha, who usually glared with evil eyes at such moments, was not with him. And why are they all itching to hang out with me? Are there not enough girls? Uzumaki muttered under his breath, and he himself thought about how the person who was supposed to become his brother became the same as these weirdos. The guy sighed once again that day, sitting with friends on a bench near the school. The weather was beautiful, and everyone was surprised that on such a day the usually restless blonde was in such a disgusting mood. Of course, I understand that you and Sasuke had a fight and all that, but you've been depressed for a week now, and with your sad pug you're ruining the mood for all of us," said the usually silent Shino, adjusting his dark glasses. "Yeah, if I even brought Shino down, then that's really bad. Maybe you two will make peace already?" asked Kiba. "Come on, guys, we didn't fight at all." Naruto, the blonde, shuddered, not expecting the Uchiha to go outside, because before at this time they always had lunch together in class. "We need to talk." "And he's serious?" Okay." At the sight of the very oak tree near which he heard the shocking confession, Uzumaki's heart began to beat faster. He both wanted to know what the Uchiha wanted to tell him, and was very afraid to hear it. "So you heard," a little sadly and doomedly, stating the fact. "And don't you want to ask anything? This is true?" "Yes." "Ahahaha," nervously. "I didn't know you could joke." The brunette's face remained calm and serious. "Perhaps you meant that you love me like a brother?" Clinging to the last excuse. "Well, or whatever." "No," the Uchiha suddenly became angry. "I love you as a guy, a girl, that is. Like a guy's boyfriend. I mean, you know, I'm confused about what I said." This was the first time Uzumaki had seen him so emotional. Even a blush appeared on the cheeks. In general, the guy abruptly approached the blonde, hugged his waist with one hand, and pulled him by the head with the other, and kissed him. In surprise, Naruto opened his mouth, taking a step back, only he was not allowed to move away, but they took full advantage of the opportunity to study his palate, teeth, gums, and tongue. And the most shocking thing was that Uzumaki did not want to break free. He liked the touch of warm soft lips, the interweaving of tongues, and the smell of coffee coming from his brother. When both began to run out of air, the brunette broke away from the blonde for a few seconds, but only then, to sigh, and again kissed the guy who was completely innocent in this regard. How he ended up on the grass, pressed with his whole body to the ground, he did not know, but this coolness in the lower back due to his pulled-up shirt sobered Naruto up. He immediately pushed the guy away and ran away. The blonde returned home only at night. He needed to think. But the solution just didn't want to come. And who could solve such a problem in a few hours? Not everyone falls in love with their brother, albeit their stepbrother, especially if you're a guy. Naruto couldn't decide what he felt himself. He always liked Sasuke, but he considered him some kind of friend. But those kisses, and the indisputable fact that he absolutely liked them. Yes, it's a problem. Even if Naruto himself is also in love with the Uchiha, let's assume purely hypothetically, they will definitely not be accepted in society, and their parents will not pat them on the head. And the blonde's girls will actually tear him apart because he stole their beloved Sasuke. So out there, they glare angrily. And how did it all turn out this way? Uzumaki asked someone unknown once again, making his way up the stairs. Closing the door to his room, he sighed with relief that he didn't meet anyone, turned around and... They covered his mouth with a hand, pressing him to him, and began to whisper in his ear, which sent shivers of excitement through the guy's body. "Quiet, you'll wake your parents." When the blonde nodded, he was released. "What are you doing in my room?" "Waiting for you." The exhaustive answer is, as always, you can't pull anything out with pliers. "Why are you waiting for me?" "Talk." "What to talk about?" "Damn, if you have nothing to say, get out of here, I want to sleep," throwing my bag on a chair and taking off my school uniform jacket. "Naruto, I didn't mean to scare you. If you can't return my feelings, let's just forget what happened today." "What are you, an idiot? How can you forget when your brother confesses his love to you?" "I'm not your brother. Although you and I are stepbrothers, I have always considered you my brother. But I never considered you to be one. From the very first meeting I was in love with you. From that very first smile of yours. What? But you were always rude to me and angry. That's because if I were talking normally, I wouldn't be able to stop myself from hugging you and cuddling you. This? I don't even know what to answer to this. I won't force you to do anything. Just please don't move away from me. Naruto didn't doubt for a second what to answer, because he had been trying to melt the ice in the Uchiha's eyes for so long, so now he didn't want Sasuke's heart to freeze again. Of course, everything will be as before. And he smiled his slightly sad but wide smile. Then. Only today. Okay, I'll sleep with you. I won't do anything, I'll just sleep. Well, okay. It's already late anyway, you'll still wake up your parents when you make your way into the room. So you can stay. But only today. The brunette smiled joyfully, and this moment froze in the blonde's memory, because this warm smile was beautiful, and it was intended only for him. After changing into his pajamas and turning around, Naruto saw Sasuke sitting silently and staring at his butt. He jumped away from his brother and, covering his rear with his hands and blushing, blurted out. What did you see there, team? It would be better if he looked at girls like that. The Uchiha's face immediately became sad. I don't need girls, because I will always love only you, and I can't do anything about it. Naruto became even more embarrassed, and such a frank confession made his heart beat faster. Let's go to sleep, he quickly retreated and climbed with his head under the blanket. And then he felt someone hug him from behind, wrapping his arms around his waist and burying his nose in his hair. What are you doing? Are you ready to sleep like that? Turning to his brother, he became indignant in a whisper. Only today, a pleading look. The Uchiha could really surprise. Well, okay, the blonde gave in. Naruto didn't fall asleep that night. Oil painting. Morning. Two guys hugging in bed and a man looking at them. Naruto, seeing that they are not alone, begins to poke Sasuke's stomach with his elbow. He, without opening his eyes, hugs him even tighter. Sasuke, wake up, you idiot. The blonde breaks out of the hug. The brunette finally wakes up and meets the gaze of eyes as black as his. Ah, Itachi. Hello. Long time no see. Not a drop of surprise and, especially, panic. We're sleeping here, get out. And, hugging the blonde again, he covers both of their heads with a blanket. Itachi pulls the material off them and helps Uzumaki get out of his Otudo's embrace. Hello, Naruto-kun. I missed you so much. Uchiha Sr. hugs the guy tightly, kissing him on the cheek. Only from Sasuke's perspective it seems like the kiss was on the lips. He jumps up and, snatching the blonde from his brother's embrace into his own, looks menacingly at Itachi. Don't you dare touch him, he's mine. Oh, so you're already awake? The brunette asks sarcastically, adjusting the elastic band on his hair. Sasku, the blonde said syllable by syllable, barely squeezing out sounds from anger, and freed himself from the embrace. Who decided that I am yours? Naruto, could you please stop screaming throughout the house, otherwise your parents will hear. The icy calm in his voice and the cold gaze of Uchiha Jr. were his answer. Later, sitting at the table with Minato and Mikoto, Sasuke interrogated his brother about the fact that he had disappeared for almost 3 years and did not answer calls. What do you mean, he didn't answer? And he talked to me. Uzumaki butted in, further aggravating the situation and lowering the young man's mood through the floor. Come on, Sasuke. I'm back. But I didn't answer because I was busy. Stop quarreling, guys. Itachi is already here, so everything is in order. Mikoto couldn't stand it. Naruto-kun is upset because of your quarrels. Everyone immediately noticed that the restless blonde was indeed sitting quietly. Minato patted his son on the shoulder and asked worriedly. Naruto, are you sick, by any chance? You've been walking quietly all week. No, Pa. Everything is fine. I just don't get enough sleep. Can I go and rest? Yes, sure. With Sasuke clinging to him all night, the blonde couldn't sleep. He fell onto the bed with his clothes on and immediately fell asleep. It's good that today was a day off. The guy woke up from a kiss. Sasuke, you said you wouldn't do anything. Uzumaki jumped up, sitting down on the pillow. Sorry, I can't back down. I hid my feelings for so long and endured without touching you. I don't have the strength to hold back anymore. What should I do to make you love me? For the first time, Naruto saw such sadness on the Uchiha's face. Sasuke, I don't know what to answer. I always looked at you as a brother. And we're both guys. But you are not disgusted by my touch. I feel that you like my hugs and get turned on by my kisses. Sorry, I need time to figure it out. Okay, I won't put pressure on you. But can I at least sometimes touch you, hug you? The blonde sighed with relief. Yes, sure. You can hug, we are BR. That is, you can. The Uchiha immediately hugged the blonde, climbing onto the bed with his legs. At first he wanted to break free, but then he relaxed and, laying his head on his shoulder, closed his eyes and hugged him back. The brunette, glad that he was not pushed away, began to lightly stroke Naruto's back, getting under his t-shirt. He shuddered and pulled away. The guys looked into each other's eyes, and Sasuke began to approach for a kiss, slowly, giving the opportunity to push away. Naruto, as if hypnotized, also began to approach him and... Did I disturb you? Did I disturb you? Mockingly. Itachi. Uzumaki immediately jumped away from Uchiha Jr., blushing and scratching the back of his head. No, I didn't interfere. Sasuke got something in his eye, so I helped him get it out, the guy laughed nervously. I thought so, answered the eldest of the brothers, squinting his eyes slyly. But I missed Naruto and decided to stop by. Otudo, could you please leave us alone? No, is the decisive answer. Sasuke, please come out, Uzumaki asked a little sadly. After looking intently at the blonde for a minute, the younger Uchiha still left. Aniki, I won't forgive you if you even lay a finger on him, he said as he passed by Itachi. Okay, the older brother answered, smiling again carefree. What did you want to talk about, Itachi? About Dea? Did you have a fight with him again? 2 years ago, Naruto once again called his half-brother and during the conversation he heard some guy calling Itachi to bed. The Uchiha, of course, could have lied about something, but he trusted little Naruto, and he wanted to have at least some kind of support in the family. He was absolutely sure that others did not approve of his sexuality. Thus, Itachi found a vest, in which he cried during quarrels with his boyfriend, and shared his impressions during joyful events. Yes. I saw him kissing Sasori, that's his ex-boyfriend. I think he was with me just to have someone to spend time with while his beloved Akasuna was dating everyone. And, of course, you left without even listening to him. Have you considered this option? Sasori decided to renew the relationship, but Dei was against it. And, for example, did he ask for the last kiss, or did he forcefully kiss him? Yes, brother. That's why I trust you, you can always come up with the most unimaginable scenario, and calm me down. I think I really should clear things out with Dei. Itachi sighed in relief and immediately changed the topic of conversation. What about you and Sasuke? The blonde blushed. Nothing? Come on, you can tell me. He confessed to me. I just don't know what I feel yet. I like him, but I always thought of him as a friend. Only the touch of friends does not make the heart beat faster and get excited. This is what I probably don't want to hear about. The details of the intimate life of my little brothers do not interest me. Sorry, the blonde apologized, raising his hands in a conciliatory gesture and smiling guiltily. But then he became serious again. But I don't think that our parents will be happy with gay sons. You always cared too much about the opinions of others. This did not stop Deidara and I, although we have to hide. I think right now you need to decide what you want. At this point their conversation was interrupted by the door opening. That's it, Itachi, get out of here, Naruto has talked to you long enough. Ototo, you don't have to be so jealous, Uchiha Sr. answered, getting up from the floor. I've already found my blonde, and I'm leaving Naruto to you. Take good care of him. Slapping his brother on the shoulder, he left the room. And what was that? Uzumaki asked, chuckling. You can consider this an attack of jealousy. I just don't want you to pay so much attention to anyone other than me. You've heard that Uchihas are terrible owners. Oh, what's your topic, Sasuke? The blonde blushed again. Could you not show your affection so openly? I'm not used to it yet. More? So, will you ever get used to it? With hope in his voice, and approaching the blonde, the Uchiha grabbed his hands. I don't know. Such pressure scared Uzumaki a little, but he quickly pulled himself together. I asked you to wait. I need to think. Okay, he said, feeling limp, but immediately cheering up. Can I sleep with you again tonight? Eh? Crap. Okay, as long as you don't cling to me so much. I promise, joyfully. Only the blonde was not allowed to sleep again. Naruto, let's meet. At first, the blonde thought that he had heard it. What? I like you, let's meet. Not a drop of excitement, calm and businesslike. He had liked Sakura for a long time, but when the girl called him to talk, he thought it was about Sasuke again. 2 weeks ago, he would have agreed without hesitation, but now he was faced with a huge problem. Firstly, only recently did Haruno confess her feelings to Uchiha, and if she managed to forget him so quickly, then what can we say about a long-term relationship with Uzumaki? Secondly, Sasuke told her that he was in love with Naruto, and, since the girl knew about the blonde's feelings for her, she most likely wanted to annoy the Uchiha in this way, which, moreover, does not characterize her from the best side. Thirdly, after Sasuke's confession, Naruto realized that admiring Sakura had become just a habit, because his heart did not beat faster from her confession. In addition, the blonde is so confused in his own feelings that he no longer knows who he really likes, Sakura or Sasuke. Perhaps he simply did not want to see the girl next to the brunette, and not vice versa. In any case, due to these very reasons, he was now unsure of what decision to make now, since he had been chasing Haruno for so long. Besides, Sasuke is a guy and his brother. But he hoped that the decision he made would truly be the right one for everyone. Well, maybe you'll answer already? How long can you keep a girl waiting? Sakura asked irritably. Have you heard that Sakura is now dating Uzumaki? The guy was lucky, he had been chasing her since elementary school. The brunette froze in place. Repeat what you just said. The girls immediately began to fuss and became embarrassed, because Uchiha had never spoken to anyone first except his brother, and now they were so lucky. Well, today Sakura asked Naruto to meet, and he agreed. Now they are a couple. Hearing this, Sasuke quickly went in search of the blonde. Having searched almost the entire school, he met Haruno, at the sight of whom even his teeth ached from how much hostility he felt towards her at the moment. He hadn't digested her before, seeing right through the girl. And having learned how his beloved pined for her, he began to classify Sakura as an enemy. And now, after what he had heard today, she was the last person he wanted to see. Oh, Sasuke-kun, Haruno said sarcastically. I see you've already heard the news. Naruto was so happy to be able to date me. I was literally jumping for joy. And by the way, he's spending the night with me today. And we'll do .om. I'll be his first. But you know, the girl pretended to think, you now have the opportunity to prevent this. If you sleep with me, then I won't date him. Only one night, and you don't lose him, you will have a chance to win him. I refuse, the guy answered firmly, without hesitation. I'm not going to sleep with a bitch like you, because I only love Naruto. And you won't get it either, just know that. And, no longer intending to waste another second on talking, he went on to look for the blonde. But he was nowhere to be found, and his friend said that he had most likely already gone home. The Uchiha immediately rushed towards the house before Uzumaki had time to leave. Naruto woke up as the sun set over the horizon, turning the streets red and pink. Gosha. I didn't expect Haruno to have such a punch. And even more so, I didn't expect that after my refusal she would hit me like that. How long have I been here, I wonder? Rubbing a bump on his head and rising from the cold ground, the guy saw a note falling from his chest. Having read it, he turned pale and, jumping up, rushed into the sunset. Naruto wasn't home, so there was only one option left. He was already at Sakura's. Sasuke, ignoring the questions of his brother and parents, ran away again. Quickly reaching Haruno's house, which was on the opposite side of their school, he knocked on the door. The girl opened it almost immediately, and the Uchiha literally burst into her house. I looked into the living room, ran to the second floor, and checked all the rooms there, even looked in the closet. Where is he? The guy got angry. Sasuke, don't be so nervous. I am very glad that you still decided to look at me. Do you accept my offer? Never. The girl pouted. Here you go. Then you definitely won't get Uzumaki, because now he will be my boyfriend. You won't get it. The guy decided that he had nothing to do here and went to the exit. The girl trotted after him. Just as he was about to open the door, it swung open right in front of him. Naruto stood behind her. Sook, and his eyes sparkled with tears that had not yet been shed. The Uzumaki rushed to hug the brunette. Why did you do this, idiot? I refused her. Why did you sleep with her? What? Why did you decide? But, the note. What note? Oh, now I'll show you. Calming down and moving away from the brunette, the guy unclenches his fist, in which a piece of paper was crumpled. Unfolding it, the trio began to read. Naruto. I know you like Sakura, but she is not as kind and good as she seems to be. At first, she specifically asked to give Sasuke-kun a love letter from you, because she heard from other girls that he liked you. She hoped that when he saw that you didn't care about him, he would immediately agree. And now she wants to blackmail Sasuke-kun into sleeping with her. For this reason, because of your refusal today, she had to spread rumors that you agreed to date her. And she told Sasuke-kun that if he spends the night with her, she will leave you. Since Sasuke-kun loves you, you know what his answer will be. I would like to tell you all this myself, but I'm afraid that Sakura will find out about it, and she is very scary when she's angry. I don't want her to get Sasuke-kun by deception, so please hurry up, Naruto. That's a bitch. Pork, well, I'll arrange a fun life for you. The girl ran back into the house, with the clear intention of calling her friend. Naruto, let's go home. Okay, the blonde answered, wiping away tears with the back of his hand. The guys walked in silence, only Uzumaki sometimes sniffled, which seemed very cute to the brunette. Why were you so worried about me sleeping with her? The brunette spoke at the very threshold of their house. But this? She wanted to force you. I don't want you to do anything against your will for my sake. I'm not so naive as to follow her lead. This is the only reason? The guy grabbed Naruto's face and looked straight into his eyes. Why yes, lowering his head and looking away to the side. You're lying. Well, okay, Uzumaki answered, raising his head and looking straight into his half-brother's eyes. When Sakura asked me to date, I refused her, because I couldn't deceive myself anymore. Because of her refusal, she hit me, and I fell under a tree, and when I woke up, I saw that note. That's when I finally realized that I didn't want you to sleep with me. But not because I'm jealous of Sakura. But because I don't want to share you with anyone. Previously, I mistook my feelings for you for brotherly love, but today I realized that I was always happy when they told me that you only communicate with me, when they found out that you had blown off another girl. And when you confessed to me, you were actually really happy, you were just afraid of the reaction to our love from your parents and society. But I thought, I can at least be selfish in this, because you are the only one what I really want in this life. Besides, we can hide our relationship from everyone. Anyway, Sasuke, I think I love you. Naruto, I love you so much. Thank you, I'm really happy now, the Uchiha whispered and passionately pressed Uzumaki's lips into his. Cough, cough. Couldn't you do this at least not in public? The guys immediately jumped away from each other. Minato and Mikoto were looking at them from the open door. Uzumaki hesitated, but Sasuke looked straight and did not want to let go of his hand, which he managed to grab shortly before. We'll talk later. Mikoto and I were going to the movies, so take care of our guest while we're gone. Oh, okay. Guest? Are they talking about Itachi like that? Well, see you in the evening. Bye. The young people entered the house and, taking off their shoes, went to the kitchen, because in this commotion they had completely forgotten about food. There at the table sat Itachi and a blue-eyed blonde with long hair and bangs covering half of his face. Naruto immediately recognized this guy as Deidara, judging by Ida's descriptions. The men sat at the table and kissed. I think we shouldn't disturb them, Naruto suggested and pulled the brunette by the hand. Climbing the stairs to the second floor, he took him to his room. Let's have a snack at my place. I think there were chips in my school bag. Naruto, once in the room, the Uchiha immediately hugged Uzumaki and kissed him, burying one hand in his hair and crawling under his shirt with the other. Interrupting the passionate kiss, the brunette pulled the blonde's shirt over his head, and he, in turn, managed to unbutton all the buttons on his shirt and helped take it off. Lightly pushing Naruto onto the bed, Sasuke placed his knee between his legs and, hanging over, began kissing his face, neck, collarbones, moving down to his nipples. The places the brunette touched began to burn, and the blonde longed for new touches. At the same time, the Uchiha unbuttoned his partner's trousers and pulled them off along with his underpants. We will miss you, the woman said sadly looking at her son. Come on, Mom. We will come to visit. Yeah, once every 3 years again? Sasuke muttered. 2 days ago, when the parents returned from a walk, they held a family meeting and listened to their sons. Oddly enough, they weren't really against their relationship, because they had long noticed how Sasuke looked at Naruto. And Itachi always avoided girls who tried to seduce him. Of course, they lamented a little about how they wanted grandchildren, but when they heard from Uzumaki that they were still young and could have another child, they smiled mysteriously. Ototo, you can also come to us with Naruto if you miss him. Yes, Dei? Of course, you are always welcome in our house. Dei and Itachi made peace. It turned out that Sasori was feeling bad at the time due to too much alcohol he had drunk, and Dei was simply supporting him so that the guy wouldn't fall. But the guy didn't want to lose his jealous lover, so he came to his house and at the same time met his parents. Well, have a good trip, Minato said. And you all take good care of each other, Itachi finally answered. You don't quarrel anymore either, Naruto finally inserted his word. He knew that, despite the trials that awaited them all in the future, they would definitely endure everything, because they were family and would always be together. This is the end of the story, guys.